What's going on, guys? Welcome back to NolanTCG, and today we are here with an update to our Adamancipator Gem Knight list. So we've been playing this deck for the last few weeks in online locals, and I think we've gone 4 of 6 in that time. So we've won 4, lost 2. Last night we went 2-2, which is a bit of a bummer. The other event that we did bad, we came last. So when this deck goes bad, it can go very bad. So just be careful of that if you're looking at building it. Essentially, this deck is Dark Ruler No More Turbo. So your opponent's going to side Dark Ruler. If they don't see Dark Ruler, you just can't be beaten. But if they see Dark Ruler, yeah, you're going to have a rough time. If they can't kill you though, like, you have Recursion now in the latest update, so it goes well. Please do remember to hit that subscribe button if you are new here as well. We are a growing channel, and we are going to be looking at doing deck profiles every Wednesday, sealed only every second Sunday. We have GOAT format videos every Friday, and yeah, so on. Also for this video, we have been working on a future list. That is Gem-Adamancipator FTK with no Block Dragon. So we're trying to future-proof that and make it a bit more resilient to getting hit by the ban list. So for that one, smash the like button. First time I've ever said that, so that was a bit weird to say. But yeah, smash the like button. If we get, say, 50 likes, we'll put that one up early instead of holding it until the next format. Or at least waiting until the next ban list. But let's get into the profile for this one. Okay, so starting us off, we have our Adamancipator package, which is pretty standard. 3 copies of Researcher. Then we have 3 copies of Seeker. 3 copies of Analyzer. And then we're playing 1 Dragite just for the water to facilitate the synchro. Also, like, Needle Fiber helps with that, but you need to do one or the other. The Researcher is great. It helps you play around a Nibiru. The way I've designed this deck to be is just to be as resilient to hand traps as possible. So it's the one that you want to see with the rest of some sort of combo, because you don't want to use it. Once you use it, you can be Nibiru'd if you don't have protection. If you don't use it and you get Nibiru'd, you can play around it in this build. There will be some replays at the end where we're going to show that off, so stay tuned for that. Following it up, we have our Gem Knight package, which is 3 copies of Obsidian, 3 copies of Lazuli, 3 copies of Lapis, 1 Armadillo, and 1 Crystal Rose. So for this package, Crystal Rose is the only card that is a hard once per turn. You do probably need to play 2 of it. I'm finding that playing 1 has been an issue at times, so I'd probably look at bumping this up. Everything else is not a hard once per turn, so it's crazy. The fact that you can just spam loop if you draw the Obsidian, you just summon your Lapises back and it makes your Synchro packages better, and then you can get Recursion with your Lazuli, which is great. Then your Lapis is just level 3 Earth. You can recur it in multiple ways to facilitate Synchro plays and Link plays. Then following that up, we have the card that's going to get banned. 3 copies of Block Dragon. Originally was playing this at 1 because I was just using the Union Carrier, but I found in changing the extra deck up a little bit to make it a bit more resilient to needing a follow-up turn if your board gets broken, playing 3 is just so much better. After this, we've got 3 copies of Doki Doki, just your standard normal summon ditch. Doki Doki plus the Adamancipator signs, I've been using that as bait, so you summon the Doki Doki, discard as cost, try and bait like an Imperm or an Ash, and then your signs back what you've discarded off the Doki Doki, which is, I'm really, really liking that. Then following that up, we have 1 copy of Gigantes and 1 copy of Sentry Soldier of Stone. The Sentry Soldier is probably what I would cut if we're looking at playing the Crystal Rose at a high number. The summon back in this build doesn't come up that much. It's a great card to have when you have it, but given how diverse the extra deck is in this deck and how it is very much just like a vomit everything onto the board style deck, the Sentry Soldier of Stone just doesn't come up once you start moving through your combo. Next up, we have the only hand trap that we play, and that's of course 3 copies of Nibiru. It does conflict with the card we're playing later, but it's just broken. This is what's been winning me the bulk of my salad matchups and things like that. Just being able to Nibiru, it's a rock, you just go full combo and use it next turn. The reason why this deck is also so resilient to getting Nibiru'd is that you play the Gem Knight Fusion packages. So having a rock on board or in hand is great. Going first, this card isn't that much of a brick because you can just fuse it off if you're using once you get into your fusion package, so it's not terrible to be playing in a go first deck. Next up for our spells, we have 3 copies of Adamancipator Signs, just your standard, not once per turn reborn. Then we're playing 3 copies of Gem-Knight Fusion. It helps the whole deck go around. Without this card not being, well, if this card was once per turn, this deck wouldn't work. The fact that this isn't once per turn to add it back to your hand or to use it is insane. So yeah, you just keep looping this card as much as you can to just facilitate everything you do. And then just the standard starter card, the card that conflicts with Nibiru if you're going second, it's Unexpected Die. It does come up a little bit to see the Nibiru and the Unexpected Die. You just kind of got a Nibiru and you've lost the Unexpected Die. It doesn't really matter. As long as the rest of your hand is good, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, this is the one card that conflicts with Nibiru, but it is just too good to play because it facilitates so much of the deck. Okay, now moving on to our extra deck. Again, this deck is very much just a spam everything you have onto the board style deck. You will typically be left with about 3 cards in your extra deck if you perform the full combo going first. I think at most I've managed to perform the full combo and still kept 5 cards in the extra deck. So this deck does get hit very hard by Dark Ruler. So like, don't play it expecting to get Dark Rulered and be okay. In this event that you get Dark Rulered and you still maintain like a 5 card extra deck, then you're solid. Like you can recur next turn, have negates and keep playing. But in the event that you do get Dark Rulered, you just kind of lose. But for our extra deck, we have the 1 copy of Phantom Quartz. Just adds, you preferably either add the Gem-Knight Fusion or the Obsidian. If you have the Fusion, you add Obsidian. If you have Obsidian, you add the Fusion. Then you get, because your Obsidian then summons back your Lapis when it's sent to grave from the hand by card effect, so you use the Fusion, send it, you're good. You can also shuffle back your banished Gem Knights into the deck, or banished fusion materials into the deck to summon your fusion monsters, which is great. So you summon this, get the add, make sure to use the effect before you make it leave the field though. Following that up, we have 1 copy of Halka Fibrax, just your standard card to play with your Adamancipators. That with signs, I find, lets me get through more Adamancipators, because you use your Adamancipator, summon something, go into this, then you summon something different. Hopefully you can then keep extended. If you're stuck there, there's going to be problems. But you link off the Adamancipator that you've summoned with it, signs it back. Good move. Then you've got 1 Union Carrier. If you find you're in a bricky situation, you equip Block Dragon from deck onto a card you have on the field. Preferably if you equip it to a Gem Knight, say if you had like a fusion on board or something like that, you fuse the Gem Knight off with this, trigger off your Block Dragon, and then you summon Seraph Knight, which is going to be in the extra deck later. That's essentially just your way to clear this off board because it can't be used as a link material. Then we have our other links, which are 1 Appaloosa, just standard staple card. You make it, you have monster negates, it's your primary monster negator. Then we have IP Masquerena and Nightmare Unicorn for if you draw the Block Dragon in your opening hand, so you use this to get recursion for later. Next up we have our 1 Xyz that we're playing, and that is Hope Harbinger. You make this with the Gem-Knight Fusion package that we're using. It protects your Appaloosa because your opponent can't just bait a negate and try and swing over it. Yeah, it's a 3k ball that they have to attack over instead of attacking over your Appaloosa. Then for our Synchro package, we have 1 Dragite and 1 Raptite. Just your standard summon from deck and spell trap negation. Then for our other 2 Synchros, we're playing 1 Nat Beast and 1 Herald of the Arclight. The Herald doesn't come up a massive amount in this build because you're playing a lot of 3s as your Synchros, but stuff like the Crystal Rose on its recursion can make this. And then your Nat Beast, easiest card in the deck to make. You make it like every turn. So yeah, your Nat Beast is just your standard negate every spell. You'd never really even use the Hope Harbinger's spell negation effect because you have the Nat Beast on board. Then for our fusions, we play 1 Seraph Knight just to grant the second normal summon when you're doing the Union Carrier play. And then we have, to finish it off, 3 copies of Zircona. You just use this card with the Gem-Knight Fusion to loop through. You use 2 of them to make your Hope Harbinger, and then you use the 3rd normally to interact with your Crystal Rose later on. Okay, at this point now we are going to jump over onto, I think we have our recordings on Dueling Book, so we're just going to go with some recordings we've got from online locals. So we'll see you over there. Okay, so welcome now over to Dueling Book. So for these guys, I've got 3 replays lined up. In each of them, we play through a disruption. In, I think the third one, we play through 2 and still manage to do something, hopefully. I can't remember how that one ends, but I win the match, so we're going to play that one too. So, couple of things before we roll into these guys as well. I am a bit sloppy with Dueling Book and, like, clicking buttons and stuff on here, which is why I don't normally use it. So just bear with. I'm just gonna play them in fast forward because they are long combos as well. But yeah, we'll roll through these and away we go. Okay, now off we go with our second replay. Yeah, we're just again going to play through Interruption and keep rolling. Okay, so this final replay is against Salad. We do get double interrupted on the first turn and still manage to come up with something. If we weren't completely ignorant of this unexpected die in hand, we probably could have done a hell of a lot more. But we definitely forget that it's there, don't we? So, yeah, very, very harsh. We'll play through this one though. It doesn't end up being a full game because he realizes that he needs to scoop, but yeah. Okay, and that will wrap us up here for this video. Please do remember to hit that subscribe button if you are new here. We are on the journey to 1,000 subs, so every sub counts, so please do remember to hit the subscribe button. As well, I did say it earlier, but smash that like button if you want to see the FTK version of this deck with no Block Dragon. Just kind of anticipating for next format in deck building with that one. And as always, thank you for tuning in for this if you have stayed till the end. And as always, I have been Ben from NolanTCG, and have a good afternoon, everybody.